Rep of Laikipia,
yes,
raising this particular question of the power tariffs,
yes,
and negotiations,
yes,
the IPPG as well. She was very, very detailed on how these contracts were made,
yes,
and how we can actually redo it.
Yes.
Do you stand with what she was raising on the floor of the House, that maybe we need to have a negotiation council to renegotiate these particular contracts that we had?
No, you know,
because we don't know as a public. Yes, there was this particular report. I'm not privy to it. I've never seen it myself. That was given to President Uhuru Kenyatta, and I don't know what really happened. Kenya Kwanza picked up on this report to act on it, so that we can try and stem what is really happening right now. Can this be renegotiated? Is it really cast in stone? Because I don't believe any negotiations is like the laws of the needs and the passions that cannot be changed.
A very good question. But you know what is happening in the Bali is, if you look at that was just a motion in the House. And the challenge with the motions are just people who talk and talk, at the end of the day, make decisions which are hardly implemented. But to me, forget about even the motion. The committee, our own committee on energy, I saw these details. I'm telling you, as we are seated here at the Bali, I'm sure the Kenya Kwanza government, up to the highest level, is fully briefed about this matter. But what is happening is, the key players in this sector are the same people sitting in these senior offices in government. Who should be, you know, it's like I'm telling you, reduce your cake, and it's your own cake. So you defend that position very hard. And I can tell you, I think it's time has come when we must separate really. My belief is one: if you are a senior government official holding an executive position, please, you should not be doing any business with the government. That's what is killing our economy. That's most of this huge businesses you see here, and that's why you see you have started hearing the statement doing budgets for individuals.
You're speaking in parables, and I think you're actually having something that you want to tell us, but you're not telling us.
You know the bar.
You're being caged with some information,
or
it's for the wise to decipher this.
This being a national television, you can't go to an extent of naming individuals.
No, not really naming.
But the thing is, when you are in Parliament, where as member of Parliament, I love me when I'm in the floor of the House.
You're protected.
Yeah, because I know. but what we are saying is about this is not a secret. It is known. You know, Kenyans are intelligent.
So they are vested in.
So there are a lot of vested interests in this sector. And I think if really Kenya Kwanza government wants to help this country, let them. This is the time to do what they promise, that we are going to do with these cartels. Let us see them demolishing these cartels, and then we will see most of these things working normally. The other thing about which is important, I think it's important to pick it. You know, anytime we sit here and we talk, at times people would tag us as Azimio, as Kenya Kwanza, but to me I think there are things of public interest, which as leaders in this country, we must address them. For example, when we talk about what is happening outside Nairobi, you go to Kambani, you go to Nyamala, you go to Northeastern, the Bali in a situation where we have a government which is not able to release resources for the governors to go and implement projects at the rural area. What are we saying? The Bali, if you do a proper analysis of what is happening, it is devolution which is helping most of our mothers down there get a small tender somewhere, be able to do a business and grow their economy. Now, when governors are also crying all over, you have read the papers everywhere. They are saying they are summoning the PS, like now the Senate committee is summoning the PS Treasury to explain why you cannot release money to the county governments. But at the same time, the issue of the cash, you see, we were supposed to have recruited 23, we have done 50. So you are telling Kenyans we don't have money, but in reality the way you are behaving is like you say I'm poor, but when people see you driving Porsche cars in town and they see you driving the most expensive shirt in town, and you say I'm poor. So we are saying we must get our priorities right. Please, as a country, for us to grow this country, let's get our priorities right, and anything which focuses more on the public interest, touching on the common man, we'll give that first priority. Things which touch on leaders can come the second priority. Thank you. But as I conclude in the bar, I can't be free to say this. I think my colleague, Honorable Sossion, did say that they inherited an economy which was battered by the Jubilee regime. Azimio has never been in government. Azimio has always been in the minority, the opposition. So what we are saying is, Dibao, all of us, when we were campaigning, when Azimio was campaigning and Kenya Kwanza was campaigning, each one of us must have sat and looked at the economy, state of the economy at that point, and discovered that these areas were doing well, these areas were not going well. And actually that's why some of us were able to convince Kenyans to vote for either government so that they're able to address those issues. So it is very unfortunate that now when you take that chance and you are now governing, you start reminding Kenyans that the economy was battered. We knew it was battered. We knew this issue was there. Now you have the chance. Correct the situation and move forward. I want people to look at this idea of rear mirror every time, and the Sossion is very good at that. Rear mirror will not take you anywhere. Will never take you anywhere. Let's move this economy to the future.
So we're remaining with 5 minutes so that we can actually distribute this time fairly. Please, just
with the views of
just take 2
Makalimuli,
at least 1.5 minutes.
Be fair to me. You've allowed them.
No. Everyone has gone in their own circle. So we're beginning with you.
Very quickly, Debal. Beginning with Okongo Mogeni, you cannot impose the Azimio manifesto on Kenya Kwanza. We have Kenya Kwanza plan, we shall stick to that. So you cannot seek to try and amend the economic plan which was voted for by Kenyans for the next 5 years by trying to impose, by bringing in narratives of huge cost of living. Cost of living is not a switch on and switch off affair. It does take time to do that. Number 2, Azimio should get out of the street and use other legitimate avenues to advance their issues. There are platforms in Parliament, the Senate and the National Assembly. Use it and any other forum. But sabotaging the economies, stopping school children, blocking roads, bonfires, invading supermarkets, and paralyzing transport is not a way of bringing down the cost of living. We've seen leaders on the Azimio side, even Member of Parliament of Bondo. You should know Bondo is the home of the leader of Azimio. And even Langata, Chalango and Ojanda, they're speaking now a different language. And this is a direction that really this country needs to take. And then when you come to the power tariffs, Debal, I think it's good we get facts. We don't pick issues from just a media splash and we pick a negative narrative. Looking at what is in the nation here, the interest said Kenyans will from next week be able to buy electricity in bulk from Kenya Power at discounted prices and resell it to other customers at a profit in a move that is aimed at enhancing power supply in the industry. And when you look at the table of the matrices, in this reform process, in the first category of domestic users, the new rates will be at 21.16, down from 21.99. It is a reduction of negative 4%, and that is going to affect 6.3 million learners. I think 6.3 million consumers. And I think this is something that we need to understand more deeply rather than taking it from the face value. When you look at small-scale consumers, negative 4%, commercial and industrial, quite a number of them. So really, in terms of matriculating and reorganizing the power sector to bring down the cost of electricity, this is being done. And I agree.
Thank you.
Cartels must be kicked out of the economy, including the cartels who are sponsoring this demonstration.
Thank you.
These are the big cartels
in town. Thank you. I have to bat in.
And Makali.
Thank you. Let me get headline thoughts from...
coming to
Thank you, Sossion.
to defend the cost.
Thank you. Okongo Mogeni, your 20 seconds.
I hope the president is now done with rewarding his friends. We have, for the last 6 months, it has been about taking care of his friends while Kenyans are suffering. I hope we have now had the last. I hope Sossion and 49 friends who have been appointed. CAS is the last of, we are now seeing top down. We now want him to turn around and address the suffering of Kenyans. Debal today's nation, it has 9 pages of people's properties being auctioned because they are not able to service loans.
Thank you.
So people are suffering, Debal. This idea of us taxing Kenyans 52% on the consumption of power is wrong. The government should do something about it. And I want to urge my friend Kindiki to go very slow on taking away the fundamental freedoms and rights of Kenyans.
Thank you.
When you want to touch the Bill of Rights,
let's leave it at that.
If he wants to touch the Bill of Rights, Debal, let him bring a law. We go to the referendum, amend Article 37. He cannot do it through regulations.
Thank you.
We will not accept it.
Thank you. Hilary Sigate, 20 seconds.
Thank you very much, Debal. Just to buttress what the rest of my colleagues have said. it is time we focus our energies in the right place. It's time we let the opposition know that we actually need a strong opposition. But a strong opposition is not an opposition that wakes up every morning to demonstrate. It is an opposition that checks the excesses of power by the government of the day. And that is all we need of the opposition as at now. Number two, let's take our energy elsewhere. We're talking about a high cost of living, which everyone else is saying it is. But then the energies are being diverted elsewhere. Let us refocus. Let us redefine the direction we are taking. And that is exactly what the president is doing.
Thank you.
Let's deal with the floods. We've been having drought, 2 days, three weeks rain. It becomes a problem. Let us focus there. And if we were only to get there, Kenya will progress.
Thank you.
And the agenda of Kenya Kwanza will achieve its